Welcome back to Just Scribble. Today I wanted to share with you the new ink set from TWSBI. They have come out with their own inks. Currently it's in 6 colors: pink, orange, prairie green, emerald green, sky blue, and royal purple. It currently comes in a set in a little box that has 6 18-milliliter bottles in it. I will link some shops that sell this set below in case you're interested in getting it after I swatch them out. And they will be coming out with larger bottles, I think in December is what they said, but I will put a comment below for sure on the date for that. And I think they're 70 milliliter bottles, but I'll double check that too. Since I bought this set, I wasn't planning on buying bigger bottles unless I absolutely fall in love with and use one of these colors. But I wanted to share this with you and do a little swatching so you could see the colors and see if it's something that would interest you. So I removed the plastic wrapping that comes around the box, but I have not opened the box to look at the inks at all. It does have this little cardstock wrap on it that has information, and it shows the colors with the names in English and a little swatch of the colors. And then it's in this little box that is kind of like a cardboard papery plastic. It's very strange feeling. It feels kind of cool, but it is in there. And the only reason I don't think it's normal plastic is it scratches, but especially if I do that, I don't think it's normal plastic because it scratches fairly easily. So it's some sort of like recycled paper or recycled plastic or something. So it says TWSBI on the top once you take off the little cardstock wrapper, and the lid opens up like this. It's not hinged. And then it has little cavities for the lids and the bottles. So that is kind of the packaging. So each bottle is 18 milliliters. It says it on the bottle. You can see that. And it has a little sticker that tells you what color it is, but you can kind of see the colors in the bottles as well. They have the traditional TWSBI logo on top with the red lid. It's very reminiscent of the caps on their pens, and it's also reminiscent of their inkwell bottles and the tops of those. This is one of my inkwell bottles. So I am going to swatch out these colors so you can see them. I am using an automatic pen for swatching. People ask sometimes what I use when I'm doing these swatch videos. I have a couple of different things that I use to swatch, some different nibs in some dip pens, but my favorite thing to swatch with is this automatic pen. They are made in England and they're kind of hard to come by in the States. I found mine in a local little art shop when I was traveling 2 summers ago, I guess. And then I got another one this summer. They are kind of pricey, but there are websites where you can get them at a fairly reasonable price. And then there's some alternatives to them as well. So in the video comments below, I will post a link to where you can get an automatic pen and what some of the other options are in case it's something that you would like for swatching out your inks as well. So I am going to go through and swatch each one. I have stamped an ink bottle stamp for each one, and I have labeled underneath ahead of time so that you'll know which one they are when I'm doing it. So I'm going to take the lid off, and I'm just going to swatch them out. The lids are on very tight, but unlike a Noodler's bottle of ink, if you're familiar with their ink, they are filled to the top with a meniscus. So when you open them, ink generally goes everywhere. These are not filled that full. That orange is a very red orange, very warm. And the pink is a little different. It's a little green toned, I feel like. We'll see what we think after they're dry. These inks would be a nice complement to some of the eco pens that they sell, especially the transparents. They'd be very pretty in those. If I like the purple, I will use that in my video that I'm doing soon on my purple TWSBI Eco. If you're wondering about this little rag over to the side, I think I've commented on it before. This is my ink swatch rag that I use to wipe off my pens when I fill them, or to wipe off my automatic pen when I'm doing swatching. It is a t-shirt from when my 6-year-old was around 2, and I love that it's tiny and it reminds me of when he was a little bitty baby. Well, not a baby, but littler than he is now. And so I use it to keep my ink on there to remind me of him. And it works really well too. So those are the colors. I'm actually going to swatch the pink one more time because it is a very like funky colored pink. And so I'm going to swatch it not on the stamp next to it, just so we can kind of see a little bit better. It does have very gray, very green undertones to it. I'll swatch that there just so you guys have a better idea. I do love this purple, so I will definitely use it in the video I'm going to do soon on my purple Eco. That way you guys can see how it writes and how it shades. The Eco that I have is a 1.1 stub, so you'll be able to see how it works with your pen. And I'll just do a little bitty writing sample with the emerald green. Since I'm a May birthday, I like emeralds and emerald green. That way you guys can see. And that pen, sorry, it's just a glass dip pen, if you can see that. And it has little sparkles in it just because it's pretty. I have a plain one too. It works just the same. So those are the colors. We're going to wait just a minute for them to dry because I did do them a little bit wet so that you could see any shading that they had once they're dry. So I'm going to wait just a minute for them to dry, and then we will take a look at them and see what we think. All right. So there's a couple spots that are still a little bit wet, and I can use my blotter paper and just go like that, and it will absorb the wetness and finish it off for us. But I feel like I should have played that Jeopardy music while it was drying. It's like a watch pot never boils. Apparently watched ink doesn't dry. But I did get these really, really wet on purpose so that you guys could see. So I'm gonna try to zoom in a little bit just so you can see. But there's the pink and the orange, prairie green, purple, the blue, and the emerald green. So you can actually see in the sample that I did down at the bottom, there is shading on the emerald green and actually on the pink. Most of them actually have shading. The purple doesn't really have that much shading, but I did notice that wherever the purple and the blue went over my Stays On ink stamp, it kind of made a metallic sheen. So I think there is probably some sheen in those if I use the right pen and the right wetness. And of course the Tomoe River paper makes a big difference. But overall, I really like these inks. I think the colors are really pretty. The pink is a little funky to me, which I like, actually. I'm not a huge pink person, and so I like a little bit of funky colors, especially in my fountain pens. And so I do enjoy that. I'm just not sure what pen that I would put it in, but I do like the color because I like the kind of funky pink bubblegummy color with a little bit of green undertones. The emerald is very pretty. It reminds me of a lot of Mount Verde, California teal, which is a really good teal color, except for me, that teal is too dark, and so I like the lighter color of this. And the purple is really pretty. I think it will be a perfect match to my purple Eco. So I will definitely fill it up so you guys can see it in writing in a pen. But I did want to share the ink set with you and let you know what it looks like in case you were looking to buy it. It's not overly expensive, and so it would make a good gift for your Christmas list or for a gift for one of your family or friends that is into fountain pens or just getting into them and you want to get something more than an ink sample but less than a giant bottle so that they could try out a bunch of different colors. So that is my swatch of the new TWSBI inks. If you have any questions about the tools I used, about the inks themselves, or anything else ink or fountain pen related that I might be able to answer before my next fountain pen video, please post your comment below. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel so that you catch my next videos that relate to fountain pens, art, journaling, and planning. And in the meantime, don't forget to just scribble.